Hi there, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Bron.
And we're here in Canberra today. And we're going to talk today about common or strange words you might hear Australian patients say, otherwise known as
Slang.
So let's get right into it. What's the first word we've got here, Bron?
First word is crook.
Crook. Now, crook's got two meanings, hasn't it?
Yeah. So crook can mean someone I'm just not feeling very well, or...
Yeah. Or someone who's done a bad thing, like a criminal. So it's not uncommon in Australia to hear a word that has a couple of meanings, and you've got to understand the context. I would say normally if you're in a hospital and someone uses the word crook, they probably mean that they're feeling sick though.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Not that they're fessing up to a crime.
Absolutely.
But there's lots of other words for sick, aren't there? What sort of other words have we got?
Well, there's cactus.
You know, so, kind of like a plant, but not really.
Yeah.
So like, I'm feeling a bit cactus. Almost approaching death sometimes that can mean, can't it?
Yeah. I don't know why that term comes from, but...
Yeah, I don't know either. Sometimes when people have a hangover, they're feeling cactus too. So if they've had too much alcohol, that could...
That'd be cactus.
Buggered. That can be a little bit of a rude word, but...
Usually if you're really tired, like, I'm buggered.
Yeah. Often with older patients, I'm feeling a bit buggered. It's kind of you don't, I think, hear it as much from younger people, but some of these words you'll hear from different age groups occasionally as well. And you'll notice that there's a lot of accent around some of these words, so like buggered or crook. So do you want to talk us through sort of how you can understand?
Sure. So what we're going to do is, if you have a look on the screen, you'll see the vowel sounds in the phonetic symbols, and what that does, it just helps you to know which vowel sound to use when you're pronouncing that word. So there is another video that we can link to. Yeah.
Bron's got some really super helpful videos that explain some of how you break down some of the vowels and I think consonants as well. And because one of the things I think doctors coming from another country, even if like English is your first language, you notice quite a distinct accent in Australia, don't you? And we put a lot of emphasis on the vowels sometimes.
Yeah, and we have a bigger range of vowels in Australian English than in a lot of other languages. So we have about 20 vowels. So for some people, they're coming from a language that has 5. So there's quite a few more that we throw at you.
We love vowels. We love doing lots of things. We love sticking them at the end of words.
Exactly. So the next one is knackered.
Yeah, that's got some pretty hard vowel sounds. Knackered. Yeah. So often the consonants almost disappear a little bit, don't they?
Sometimes,
So knackered, I guess that comes from, you know, what they do with animals in a knackery yard. And, a bit knackered again, a bit tired or maybe exhausted. Yeah.
Feeling a bit under the weather.
Yeah. So like feeling a bit poorly, I think is another way of putting that. Yeah. Not your absolute tip-top self, I think.
Yeah.
So imagine a bad weather day, not a nice weather day. So you're not, if it's hot outside, they're not actually excited about how they're feeling. Yeah.
They're under some foul weather.
This one I love. This explains the sticking vowels on the end of words as well.
Yeah.
Sickie.
Yeah.
So if someone says they're having a sickie, they're actually not normally sick, are they?
No, they're normally they've had a big weekend, or they're just not feeling up to work usually on a Monday.
Yeah, so sometimes they are sick and they're having a sick day off work, but often they might be just having a day off and claiming it as a sickie. So often occurs on a Monday and a Friday, or maybe a Tuesday after a Monday public holiday. Yeah,
that's right, very common.
So moving on to sort of feeling psychologically unwell.
Yeah, so I'm feeling a bit mental.
Yeah, so some of these are a little bit
mental.
Some of these can border on being a bit disrespectful at times. But you may hear people say you're feeling a bit mental, or that person over there is a bit mental. That means that they feel like there's something not right with them psychologically, or the other person, so like a mental health problem. But you have to be, I think with some of these words, you have to be careful about using them yourself, because some of them aren't particularly respectful to patients at times, including this one.
Schizo.
Yeah, so schizo probably derives from schizophrenia, but you'll hear it used a lot just for any weird
crazy behaviour.
Or bad behaviour, or
hyperactivity.
So skitzing out, doing something weird, strange. So often what the patient's not describing is symptoms of psychosis, by the way. It's just something unusual, abnormal. Or often it's a family member describing what's happening in their loved one. And I think it's important not to label that behaviour with the actual condition itself, which is quite serious, obviously. Yeah.
Feeling a bit burnt out.
This happens a lot in doctors in Australia.
That's it.
Exhausted again, but more psychologically exhausted. I mean, it's
I'm
mainly
just so over it. Like, I'm so burnt out.
Yeah.
You're just sick of it.
Yeah. That's why you go on.
Working.
That's why you switch to becoming a YouTuber, and then you burn out from that. Frazzled.
Yeah. Just so many things going on. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm just so frazzled.
Overwhelmed. Yeah.
Probably wouldn't use it to describe feeling sick, but more just a bit stressed out.
Yeah, stressed out. Yeah, not physically sick again, just kind of feeling the pressure of everything. Yeah.
Sort of more mentally.
Which, similar to this one, worry wart.
Yeah.
Now, this is probably one you will only hear more from older people again. Like, oh, he's a worry wart.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Usually, grandma might say that their son's a bit of a worry wart and, fussing over them too much and wanting to stick them in a nursing home because they can't look after themselves, that sort of thing.
So I'm on the mend.
Yeah, so this is kind of a positive thing. The feeling better. Well, not completely better though.
Getting there. Making some improvements.
On the way, mending, getting better,
So she's fit as a fiddle.
Yeah. Again, I think that's probably one from the older generations. But
I heard this the other day. My mum was talking about how she's fit as a fiddle.
Yeah. And sometimes they might not exactly be fit in your opinion. So this is kind of, leave me alone, doctor, I'm fit as a fiddle.
It's a self-judgment.
Yes, it is.
Not a medical.
Yes, it's a lay opinion rather than a... Yeah, so this might be an excuse to brush you off a little bit. I don't need those tests. Speaking of which, having a vom or a vommy or a vomit.
Or vom.
Yeah.
As you might.
Or a vom.
It's probably more the younger generation.
Yeah, this is definitely a Gen Y and later term. But, so again, it's meaning to be sick, but often associated with excess alcohol the day before.
90% of the time, and it's just the word vomit, just cut the end off.
So a great example of us Australians shortening words for efficacy and making it harder for everyone else to understand, basically. So we go vom and then vommy just to confuse you again, because we shorten it and then stick a vowel on the end. Yeah, because we love ease. Yawn. Yeah. Probably from the baby boomer generation, this one, although I hear it sometimes a bit from young people still. So instead of... it does mean yawning because you're tired, but usually it doesn't mean that. It means yawn as in open your mouth and...
Having a spew.
Spew,
Bit like a vom.
Yeah. Basically, these are all words that basically mean the same thing. You're sick and you're chucking up.
Having a chuck.
Or a chunder.
Yeah,
so
that's probably more younger generation.
I think that's a grouse Aussie word though, chunder.
Chunder. Yeah, it just sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, you kind of drop the R at the end and emphasise the ah.
Chunder. Yeah. Chunder. Having a puke.
Puke. There's another.
A bit more of a glamorous way of saying the same thing, isn't it?
Probably more a feminine way of putting it, I think. I don't think men say puke very much.
No.
Men say chunder.
Yeah.
Women say puke, I think. Yeah.
Sounds a bit more glamorous.
It's like more delicate and less of it.
Not chunder. Yeah.
Then at the other end.
Yeah. Literally.
The Australians are very fascinated by their bodily fluids and they have various terms for it. So pass water means to urinate, basically, i.e. to pass some water out.
I don't hear people say this much.
No. Again, I think it's probably an older generation one. Sometimes it's a polite way of asking people, though, rather than some of the other words for urination. So you as a doctor might ask the patient, "Have you passed water this morning?"
To your other patients.
Yeah, or just had a pee. That's probably the most common.
Yeah, pee's not too offensive.
Could I go have a pee? Yeah. So it doesn't mean I'm going to eat a bean or something like that. It means I'm going to
P-double-E.
go to the toilet and do a whiz.
Or have a whiz.
Have a whiz.
That's a bit more of a fun way of saying it.
Yeah, it's like, I'm off to have a whiz.
It's the sort of thing you might do behind a tree.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at
side of the road or...
at a festival or a concert or something like that. Yeah. Or a pedal.
Pedal? That's a bit like puke, isn't it? Sort of more of a fancy way.
Yeah, I think
little kids?
You might hear a little kid use this term. I need to have a pedal. Yeah.
It's a fun word.
Usually adults don't say they're going to have a pedal.
No. No, we don't.
This is my favourite. Bron reckons you don't hear it very much, but What are the horses?
What are the horses? It's very abstract.
So yeah, it's like it's kind of an analogy. You're going to give water to the horses. You're basically going to let urine pass again. So probably from the older generation. Yeah. Slash.
This is the exact opposite.
That's like a quick wee, isn't it?
Yeah. I feel like only men take a slash.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
right.
take a slash.
Usually do it outside.
They usually, it's always behind a tree, isn't it? Well, sometimes not behind a tree.
Yeah. So kind of, maybe moving the urine around a bit as well.
Yeah, maybe
slashing
the
movement.
50s age group.
Yeah. Get it out quickly like a sword and yeah.
Usually when they've been drinking. Just after they've had a chunder.
Yeah. So this is all about number ones.
Yep.
Of course, there's number twos as well.
Hi there, it's Bron from Pronounce Aussie English.
And this is Anthony from Career Doctor.
Anthony and I had so much fun making this video.
If you enjoyed it, please leave us a like.
If you would like to see the second half, then click on the like button.
And subscribe to Bron's channel.
And don't forget to subscribe to Anthony's channel.